Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul. Your dynamic host and founder, Sue Lundquist, will bring you her own intuitive talents and gifts for co-creating, healing, and teaching. Her show, The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul, is focused on bringing you to a higher place each week where you can leave the hustle of life at the door. So pull up a chair and join us for The Gratitude Cafe, positive radio to feed your soul.
Woo! Good morning, Benny.
Hi.
How are you, darling?
Doing very well, thank you.
Thank you. It's rainy in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it's starting to come down.
Practically
Yeah, we've turned the table since last week just a little bit. You know, we only have to keep spring around for a little bit longer. We can't have summer right now. I mean, who are we thinking? Who are we kidding?
Benny.
What?
What
I
I want summer. Well,
yeah, but not everyone's ready for it.
I want that warm weather. I want that warm weather. Nadine, you want that warm weather, right, love?
Finally.
Frostbitten toes and bums.
Yeah, no doubt. No, it's beautiful here. We are gorgeous now.
Well, where's here? You got to remind the audience where here is.
Saskatchewan, Canada.
Yeah, international, baby. Boom.
The middle of Canada, nowhere yet.
Nowhere land, but we love it. I love it. All right, guys. Sue Lundquist here. It's the Gratitude Cafe. Welcome. It is a fine Tuesday, Benny. Happy Tuesday, love.
Thanks, you too. How was your Mother's Day?
Oh, yes.
To both of you. I should actually say to both of you, yes.
Yes, it was good. It was mellow. It was really mellow.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it was relaxing. And how about you guys?
Same
Yeah,
here.
we were just super chill. It was awesome. Thank you, Benny.
You're welcome.
And the boys?
Yep, just did brunch and that was about it. Then they did a little play date with some friends. Yeah.
And baseball too, right?
We had a full schedule last week. We finally got through it, and then we have practice yesterday, and we have a game tonight. Looking outside, not sure about that one.
Oh, jumping in them mud puddles.
Yeah, that means canceled.
Oh man, as long as really, because I thought it was if it's lightning and thunder, then it's canceled.
It's between the coaches and for safety.
Okay.
Obviously, we heed on safety more than the game itself. It is Little League. It's not a big deal. So
got you.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, moving right along, my lovely ones. It is new perspective. It's time for a new perspective, new thoughts, new ideas, and of course, a new you, just a little revised. It's still you, just a version like 2.0. I know that sounds silly, but I like saying it because it is. It's all you. And we were all, and I'm speaking from myself, when I started the transition and the awareness and the education, I'm like, well, what if I change and people won't like who I am? And it happens. People, you start shedding people, you start shedding circumstances, emotions, all of that. So just keep at it, stay brave, and have the CCs for yourself and the people around you, and keep focused on your intended outcome, and that being able to show up and stay above the line at all times, or as many times as we possibly can. Right, Nadine?
You betcha.
Oh my goodness, staying above the line. So today we are taking calls. 1-888-298-5569. Myself and Nadine are goofing off, and of course, talking serious stuff, but we do it all in love and fun and to allow you to have a safe place to be. So give us a call, 1-888-298-5569. Josh Parkinson, let me talk to you about my other superstar, Josh Parkinson with Resonate Brand. Resonate helps you build beautiful mobile-friendly websites, but more importantly, they help you build a web strategy that helps your business attract new customers, grow a following, and get higher in the search listings. And if you want to create an online course or membership that sells automatically without you lifting a finger, they can help you build and sell that too. Please contact Josh and his team over at Resonate Web Leadership for a free consult to see what options they have for you. Go to www.resonateweb.agency. Good morning, lovely Nadine. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm excited for the sunshine. I'm excited for the new season. It's as soon as the sun comes out, I'm so happy because we had the hardest winter of all time up here in Canada. And
Really?
well, and in the States too, hey, like lots of your guys down there had the hardest winter ever as well. But yeah, ours was the coldest in our history.
Wow. But that was East Coast, though, right? Midwest, East Coast. 'Cause we didn't. Benny, do you recall having that bad of a winter? I don't. I
Oh,
don't know.
sorry about
Maybe.
that, Sue. I was on the phone getting your callers. What was the question?
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Well, winter. Nadine was saying that it was one of the hardest ones where she's at. Did we have a strong, hard
I don't
winter?
know. It depends on who you're talking to.
It was more East Coast in the U.S., wasn't it?
I believe so.
Midwest,
Yeah,
Midwest,
the mid. They had that big. What is it? The combination of like the big winter storms
Yeah.
in like April, May, or not May. We're in May now, but last April, there was the collision of the superpowers.
Like
those
we
big
got
storms.
right here, baby.
Yeah,
The collision of the superpowers.
exactly. Good point.
Oh, Sue's got some goofiness in her today. So Benny is taking calls, so bear with us while we kind of get our act together and kind of acclimate. And Nadine, what's been going on for you this past week?
This past week the common theme was kind of lots of people coming towards me about wanting to learn to become psychics and mediums and to do this kind of work, and their biggest fear is coming out to the world as that, right? And the reactions of their family, the reaction of their friends, and and I know lots of people who are psychic mediums who are like, I would never tell anybody that I'm like that though. And so I kind of had to coach them in what happens. And you do lose people. I lost people when I came out doing this kind of work, and yeah, it's not everybody understands it, but I said for myself personally, more people understand it than don't.
Yes. And quite honestly, those are the types of people you'll be attracting anyways.
Exactly. And that's exactly it, right? Those are the people I want in my realm and my frequency. So that's who I attract. And the work is good. We work in light and love and not hurting anybody. So I'm proud of what I do.
Of course. And
Yeah.
connecting with spirit, it's quite amazing and yummy. Who wouldn't?
Although when people ask me what I do for a living, like, because of course that's the first thing people are, oh, so what do you do, right? Is one of the first questions people ask, and I hesitate every time. I do. I can't help it because I know that the reaction's either going to be really awesome, whoa, like they're so excited to hear about it, or it's the opposite where they take two steps back and go, oh.
Yes. There's that apprehension, that big time apprehension, or there's the real curious, or the ones that get real quiet and then they think that you're reading them all the time, which PS, that's not the case. Just because we're psychic doesn't mean that we've got the wave wanding. I can't even talk. The wand waving at you. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But
well, we can't pick up everything.
No, we can't pick up everything. We're not reading your mind, and that is not in integrity either.
That's the one thing we're not doing is reading your mind, because if we could, it'd be a lot easier.
Although, you know what? I have had some really crazy awakenings where I have heard people close to me, their thoughts. It was,
that's, yeah.
I was like, I don't think I want to do that. Let's turn that piece off, because that's way personal. And you don't, then you have to get into discerning. They're just shedding off their stuff. They're having their intimate conversation in their head. I'm like, yeah, I don't know that I want to go that far just yet, please.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm good.
My own thoughts are loud enough. I don't need to.
So I have a question for you, my love.
Okay.
So last week we talked about the habit of denial. Have you thought any more about that conversation?
I have, and I really, what it comes down to, I think for me, the biggest thing is just denying myself self-love.
Oh, us moms, right?
Yeah.
So how are you going to change? What are you going to do to create and foster that love versus denying yourself of that?
Well, what I've been trying to do is just do things I really love and I really want to do, and saying no to things that I really don't want to do. Like trying to find more joy, like trying to find more joyful things and to find joy in those joyful things, right? To be in the
Yes.
moment, to be in the moment with those things and not worrying about business and money and, everything that goes along with your day to day,
Mm.
you know. So yeah, I've been really
And looking at really cute animal videos.
all day long.
Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Somebody sent me the other day these baby goats. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. They're just boinging all over the place and head nuzzles with human. I'm like, oh, all right, Woodinville, Pacific Northwest. I need to play with some baby goats.
Was it goat
Please.
yoga?
No.
You know about goat yoga, right?
I have heard about that. I don't know. Is it here in the Pacific Northwest?
Yeah, you can find it all over. And then there's the goats in pajamas, where they're wearing pajamas.
Oh, that's the best.
See, so Nadine
they
understands.
were
She
not.
gets it. Well, you need to look up those videos if you need something to do.
Why are we putting goats?
Because it's amazing. Have you not seen them?
I have not.
They're amazing.
They're so cute.
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you.
And they're bouncing around and up on the bales and stuff. But goats are my favorite animal of all time. They are the funniest, cutest things ever. My sister has 3 of them, so I'm lucky. I get to go see goats all the time.
Endless energy.
Endless,
Baby goats in PJs.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking it up. I got to see what this looks like.
All right, you do that, and I'll bring on our caller. How's that, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you, Benny.
Sure, and if you'd like to join us, it's 888-298-5569 for the Gratitude Cafe. 888-298-5569. Nels from Seattle. Hey.
Hey, hello, ladies.
Hi. Hey, Nels. This is Sue, and there's Nadine. Nadine, hello, baby.
Good morning.
And I know, because as I was saying to Benny, the moment you guys are on the radio together, it's like magic. It's like your sister from another mother kind of thing. It's wonderful to hear when you two are together on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, too, especially when your theme music comes on. It's just like, okay, get the margaritas out. Let's have fun.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, exactly, especially mango. But anyway, the reason for the phone call is that just not only to be grateful for who and what you guys are and everything, is that I last spoke with the 2 of you about 6 weeks ago. And Nadine, you came up with some visions of this young lady coming up in my life where you saw that we were together and there was little energies coming around and everything. So since that time, everything has grown and gone well to the point now I may have overwhelmed her a little bit, and no response back. So if you can give me any coaching or any ideas of just basically, see, this is my gift. I can see the future very well. I can see it. I can feel it. I can taste it. And I get impatient about it when others can't see it. And that's my crux.
Right. Oh, that's a tough one. So everything was going well, and then you feel like you spooked her?
Well, we had a. This is what's going on is that all of a sudden she feels that she has to move her entire family to Hawaii in repayment. She had her child at 17. She's a young mom and remarkable gal. She's an old soul. She's very strong. She gets it, but yet young in age. And her family took really good care of her, even though she had to go homeless for 2 weeks to let them know, I'm going to have this child no matter what. And so they took care of her, and there's mental illness with the father several times, trying to commit suicide with the sister, and she's trying to give back to them and bring them back together and bring them together in Hawaii. And it moves from going there in September till now to end of June. She wants me to meet and be around her son. She wants to go out and do things together, but it feels like I may have, we talked over the weekend, I said clarity of intent, it feels like this is really deep, this connection that we have. I want to get to know you better. She agreed to everything. And then it feels like maybe she's just simply taking a time out and digesting everything. What do you say?
Well, I can feel that the connection is there, the chemistry is there for the 2 of you, but the timing could be off because it sounds like she's kind of in limbo right now.
Mm-hmm. If we could look at it from her perspective too, look at the responsibility that she's got with her son right now.
Oh, absolutely, by all means. And so the entire time I've known her for over a year, been very, very supportive. And in fact, I said that to her the first time she came up to my place, was I let her know no matter what, that I trust her, that I see her, that I believe in her, and that I completely and totally back her up in any and everything that she does. And she responded that I see you as well. So, just simply set everything out there kind of thing. And I get that, where the priorities are and everything. So it's a time for me just to become Switzerland and let things go as they go.
Where have I heard that before? Oh, Nadine, go ahead, love.
And I'm not a Switzerland kind of person. You know what? Being neutral is kind of like not living, not being there.
Right. Because you're a lover and a nurturer, right? And you're looking for
exactly. And I've been nurturing her the whole time. Let me tell you, which is what I love to do.
Right. So how long have you guys been kind of serious? 6 weeks?
About that, and nothing serious. We've never held hands, we've never kissed or anything like that. But it is a deep, and she agrees because I asked her, I said, do you feel how deep this is and how deep-rooted it is? Yes, I do. So she gets that.
My feeling, to be honest, is I don't think it's the right time for you two.
Perfect.
I don't, and I'm not sure if she's the one that you're going to meet. That's not I don't know if I feel that. And it could be that I'm just not getting that information. But at this time, I don't feel like she's the one you're going to be in a relationship with in that kind of way. But I do feel your guys' connection. But I think it's more of you have to build this friendship and be in more of a friendship supporting role, because she just is not ready. She has too much on her plate. Her life is kind of up in the air, and she's just not ready for the relationship that you're looking for.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, that's spot on. And I guess the part of it too was that when you were seeing the young energies around us and everything, that felt like, wow, maybe this is the person.
Right. And of course, but my what I always say is take things as they are. Don't try to put pressure on it. Don't try to say, is this the one? Is this the because as soon as you do that, you'll kind of make them fit. Right? And you start thinking, this is the one, and all of a sudden you'll make them fit and you'll see things, okay, and then of course you start to fantasize a future with this person because you're excited, right? But you really have to come back and scale back and take it day by day and really try not to label it or pressure it or look too far ahead.
Perfect. Outstanding, because everything else I'm getting about this, it's temporary being in Hawaii, that she'll be overwhelmed, her father isn't stable, that will all kick up, and then eventually be back here. And it feels like my role in all this is just to be the solid, nurturing rock that I am when she eventually comes back from that.
Yeah, so it could, lots of times it could just be timing, right? So just,
it's all in the timing. Yes, ma'am.
but don't, the thing is, just make sure you're looking at things as they are and make sure that your needs are being met as well. Like, not just you being the rock and you being the nurturer and you being 100%, right? And her maybe not coming back as much. Make sure that you're getting what you deserve out of this relationship as well.
It doesn't feel equal to me. It doesn't feel equal at all. Like, Nels, because you're such a giver and a nurturer, and my practical coaching hat is coming on as I hear you talk, because you do give, and give. And I think you've called it before, and we've talked about boundaries and getting really clear on that so you can discern and kind of rein yourself in just a little bit. Not to say that you have to change for anybody else. Just, I'm saying that be open and nurturing for yourself, but also have boundaries around the types of people that you're going to allow in that frequency and in that energy that will appreciate that. There are people out there that will.
Thank you for that. And see, part of the equation too is that 3 years ago, it's going to be 3 years ago this summer that I actually died. And died from this adrenal gland tumor that I had that not many people survived from, and had this massive surgery and everything. So I am on my second life, and it's all about giving and about sharing and passing on any and everything, because the first part of my life, I spent hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars working with every kind of clairvoyance, empath that you can think of from around the world. So it feels like this is part of my just giving back for being alive and celebrating it and sharing the love that I have for all of this.
Beautiful.
And that's beautiful. And as long as that you're happy with that, and you feel like you're, even in giving that, if you feel like, that's still a good feeling for you, and you're not being taken advantage of or have any bad feelings with it, then absolutely, right? If you just want to be 100% nurturing and it feels good to you, then by all means, right? We all need more love in this world.
Yep.
And
yep.
it's a beautiful thing.
It really, and it is, and it doesn't feel, it's not draining to me at all. I don't feel vampired with anyone that I freely give, just because of what occurred and having that second chance and all the wonderful medical attention that I received and all the visions that I received from the other side from all of my guides. And you even notice too, Nadine, that I am surrounded by the archangels all the time. Now, it's just a blessing. Archangel Michael's with me all the time. It's just quite remarkable just to be sitting here having a conversation with the two of you.
Oh, that's so
thank
beautiful.
you, sweetheart. Well, keep in touch. Let us know how it goes, love. Yeah, and make sure that you just stay in that above the line vibration and take care of yourself too. You know that as well as we do. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Nadine. You're welcome.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you, sweetheart. So when we come back, we're going to talk some more about Nadine and dancing goats in pajamas, I guess. All right, Penny, let's go.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Do you make a positive difference in the world? Do you have a talent, philosophy, base of knowledge, product or service that you know could help a lot of people if only you could reach them? Join Alternative Talk 1150's family of broadcasters and start walking down a fruitful path. As host of your very own program, dial 425-653-1150 and find out just how affordable it can be to have a show on 1150 AM. That's 425-653-1150. Alternative Talk, we have an opportunity waiting just for you.
Olivia, from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that Mommy and Daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger, from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel, from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna, from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha, from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wanted to take a moment and let you know about a nonprofit organization called Give to Give. The Give to Give Foundation was created by a group of people who have studied my work or have participated in my workshops around the world. And by applying the principles of mind over matter and the mind-body connection, they've created outstanding changes in their lives or in their health, and they wanted to give back. The organization is dedicated to providing the proper resources to those people in need to gain the opportunity to learn exactly how to change their body or their lives. If you want to learn more about the Give to Give Foundation, or you know someone that needs help, or you simply want to make a donation, visit givetogive.com. Those who give don't always know how to love. Those who love always know how to give. Thank you.
Following the herd is fine until they lead you off a cliff. Think for yourself. Alternative Talk, 1150 AM.
Nice. Thank you, Benny. Okay, during the break, you guys, if you could hear us off air and the stuff that we are doing. Okay, so Benny and Nadine are like, you don't know about the goats in pajamas? I'm like, no. So I looked them up. That is adorable. And then they said, I thought painting goats, but it's the fainting goats. And then I looked that up, and then we went, I'm like, no. Why did nature make these goats faint when they get scared?
A very valid question. A very valid question.
Why
What
would
did
nature? What? That is just awful. Oh my God. There's got to be some kind of, not a sitcom, but some kind of spoof of humans running through the pasture and fainting. I don't know. That is just.
Challenge accepted.
There it is.
Yeah, that should go viral.
Yeah, right?
That would be viral. That is hilarious.
Fainting humans.
Fainting
in the
humans.
wild. In the wild.
In the wild. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is just, where did this show go?
Somehow it always goes back to, Sueville and the Zooville.
It does, and I love it. And that's why everybody loves us. Okay, you guys. We are taking calls. If you want to call, that is great. We'd love to hear from you. 1-888-298-5569. We are taking calls. We just heard from Nels. And you know what? That brought up some things that I was talking about on my coaching side. And intuitively, I'm going to do this now because I think it's really important that we, and and everything that I coach and teach, everything has got to start with awareness. So with that awareness is clarity, and with that awareness and clarity comes confidence and purpose. So where am I going with this? We were talking about relationships, and I just want to give you guys the definition between a healthy love and an unhealthy love, so you guys can look at this with a different pair of glasses in your life. And I think this is really important. So if you'll bear with me, Nadine, I'm going to read this list. Are you cool with that?
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay, so we're talking about the difference between healthy love and unhealthy love. And I'm going to read the healthy love, which allows for individuality, brings out partner's best qualities, accepts endings, experiences openness to change, invites growth in the partner. Again, we're talking about a healthy love versus an unhealthy, which I'll get into just a minute. Experiences true intimacy, finds pleasure in giving and receiving, does not try to change the partner, does not try to control the partner, accepts limitations in self and partner, does not seek unconditional love, has individual, like your own, individual high self-esteem, trusts the memory of the partner, expresses feelings spontaneously, welcomes affection and closeness, and believes in equality. That's healthy love. That sounds pretty yummy and juicy and sexy. And what about you, Nadine? Are you there? Nadine? Did I lose you?
Oh, let's check here. So, sorry about that. You might have to continue on.
Sorry, you lost me for a second.
Oh,
sorry.
You are. Okay.
I'm back.
Okay. Where did you go? Did you
I have no idea. This phone,
Okay. Unhealthy love. We're talking about the difference, so you guys can have a different pair of glasses on in the relationship you're in, seeking out a relationship. This is just some really good awareness and clarity on what to put out there, what frequency, what you want to attract or not attract. So this is the unhealthy love. Feeling consumed in a relationship, extremely afraid to let go, excessive fear of risk or change, little individual growth, few truly intimate experiences, playing mind games, trying to get something by giving, trying to change people, needing others to feel secure and happy, refusing to commit, repeatedly experience of negative feelings, being afraid of attention or closeness, cares with excessive detachment, frequent playing of power games, manipulation and control, looking to others for self-worth. Now, if you're just tuning in, what I have just done is I have explained what a healthy love can look and feel like and what an unhealthy love looks and feels like. What'd you think of those, Miss Nadine?
I've had both.
Yep, me too. Me too. And what's your favorite? I vote healthy. I vote healthy.
My belief is always that you should bring out the best in each other, not the worst.
So yes, I absolutely believe that. And there was a quote that I read yesterday about, oh gosh, I'm going to have to find it. It was really good about if you are not surrounded by people that inspire you, then you have put yourself in a cage. Something to that effect. Isn't that powerful?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You want to be around people who bring, even friendships, right?
Yes.
Bring out the best in you. I guess when we're thinking not just romantic, but healthy love in general.
Oh,
absolutely. You want healthy love from your family and from your friends, and and you want to give that healthy love back. It's got to be, and I like the idea of being equals.
Yes, equality.
Because when you're in those relationships where it feels unequal, it ultimately suffers.
Yes. Let me ask you about this. I think we had this conversation before, but I think it's so important. And it's called invalidation or invalidating somebody. I know I have done this without knowing that I was doing it. And I have also been the recipient of it. And invalidation is when you tell someone that his or her feelings are not valid or they are wrong. Like, that's nothing to get upset about. Don't be mad. He didn't mean it. When people say stuff like that, that is, it's well-intended. And I know for me, I know I was well-intended, but it invalidates the other person's ability to have that emotion. Right? It's a hallmark of it's like this, there is a bit, it does cause harm, and it's well-intended, but it's an emotional, psychological abuse. Invalidation makes people feel that their emotions are wrong or bad. And we don't want that, right?
No, absolutely not.
Feelings are okay. It's okay to have them. And for somebody to shut them down or to tell you, oh, that's okay, or no, you don't really feel that, don't be mad. For somebody else to tell you how you should feel or not feel is not okay. Right?
No, absolutely. And to not be heard is the worst.
Yes, to not be heard. Or invalidated, if I'm talking about emotions or confidence issues or something like that, and somebody will say, oh my God, Sue, you have confidence issues? I'm like, oh, that was invalidating. Am I not allowed to have those types of emotions and feelings? People see you from a different perspective. And I'm like, well, of course I do. I'm human. I've got confidence issues and fear issues and, below the line issues, just like everybody else does. Allow me the space and vulnerability to be able to air it out. That's safety, right?
Absolutely. And even sometimes I'm really bad for, somebody airs it out and then I'll be like, yeah, but that's not true. Or you're like that, if they're like, I feel like I'm no good, or and I'd be like, no, you're amazing, which I get. But then I'm like, sometimes people just want to vent.
Yes.
Right. They don't want an answer, or they don't, they just want to be heard. And you're like, oh, I heard you, right? Like,
excuse me.
I understand where you're coming from, or I understand why you feel that way, but it's not true, or like to validate the feeling first, right? Always
Right.
validate their feeling.
Yes, I hear you. I love you, and I'm glad that you have an awareness. And are we going to move on from that? What can I do? How can I support you in moving forward?
Yes.
In above the line stuff.
Right. Or even just saying, like, lots of times I'll say, I'm sorry you feel that way. Right. Like, so in that way it's validating without trying to, like, force them to think another way. You know what I mean? Instead of being, yeah.
Or just flat out saying, okay, I'm going to vent. I don't want any answers. I just need to get this shiitake off my chest.
Yes.
And roll with it, and just allow them to have that space. I've done that with the kids too. I'm like, okay, are you venting? We can do that. I'm game. Let's vent.
Yes.
Especially us females. Throw tantrums, vent. Oh, please go throw tantrums. On the bed, kicking and screaming. Let all that energy out. Please, please, please.
Yes, absolutely.
So, my love, I pulled a card before we started just to see where we're at, to see what the message would be. Do you want me to read that?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Stag Spirit. I was guided to go to my Colette Barron read, the Spirit Animal Oracle, which is absolutely beautiful. I think I've shared these with you before. They're so beautiful and powerful. So the Stag Spirit comes to us, and the stag brings take the leap. This message, whether or not you have set your intention to lead, you may have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Stag Spirit is a reminder that now is the time to heed the call to be sure, strong, and compassionate. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eyes of Stag Spirit and walk with confidence as you take on responsibility that are yours now, and model integrity in all that you do and in all your relationships. Be willing to see the best in others so that your compassionate heart keeps you on the right path above the line. Stag Spirit wants you to know that your responsibilities now are to yourself too. For you are learning and developing new skills. The best in you is coming into view as you step forward with strength, knowing that Spirit supports you as you have compassionately take the lead. You are a model for transformation now, sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others so they may grow and discover their best selves too. What a gift you are. Stay humble and authentic and walk your talk, for this is how a wise leader leads. What?
That's a great card.
Wow.
Wow.
What did
awesome.
you? Yeah. So there's another part of this. It's called the protection message, and it says, others may not be as far along as you are in the journey. When Stag Spirit appears in the protection position, you are called to be compassionate and patient as you find yourself leading the way. When others struggle to follow you, they may be unsure that you can be trusted, challenging you to be kind and strong, challenging your values and questioning your worth. Now that Spirit has put you in a place at this time for a purpose and will not abandon you when you need help with your new responsibilities. Or perhaps you are actually uncomfortable leading, maybe temporarily trapped by your own small self and therefore promoting yourself too strongly, afraid that others might be weakness or imperfection in you, might be a weakness, afraid that others might see weakness or imperfection in you. Let go of your fears and let Stag Spirit remind you that you have what it takes to lead wisely, ethically, if you practice self-honesty and listen to others who wish to support you. Dang. Thank you, Miss Stag. Dang. That's a goodie. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. I can see where that relates in my life for sure.
I can totally see where that relates in my life. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I got to cross the bridge of initiation. It is. It's walking the talk. I say that so much because, and I do. I walk the talk. Everything that I teach, everything that I teach. And you know what I did this morning? I love that came up. I got up a little bit before 4 a.m. and meditated till almost 6:30, and it felt.
Wow.
I just kept going. I did an hour and a half and then a couple 20s, and I just kept going and going and going, and it felt so good. And then this card pops up. Interesting. What do you think about that, Mama?
That's awesome. That's what my guides have been telling me is basically that same thing. And I have a hard time with it, right? I do. I have a hard time with like standing in my power, or like I lead all the time, but it's kind like I'm always like I do lead a lot, but it's kind of casually leading, right? But I know that, you know, I'm being guided to be it not so casual, more like in a, you know, or maybe just, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Like I don't put pressure on myself to lead anybody. Does that make sense?
Yes, it totally does. And that's the perfect leader.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because
no, like,
it's not
in the
based
sense
on an ego, right? It's not based on, I mean, yes,
No.
you can, it's effortless. It's not this ego thing for you, but people can be drawn to you because of that vulnerability and love and kindness and nurturing that you exude, and will trust what you have to say.
Right. And well, like for me in my business, especially, like I've been being asked to do things like open mediumship, like events. Like big events, like how Carmel does.
Oh, wow.
And Teresa Caputo and like people like that, like to do like the big audiences. And I'm so nervous. Like for some reason I have like a block.
Oh, honey.
Even though I'm so supported, like I'm really supported. I have event planners that want to work with me, and I have, you know, all kinds of people that want to put it, like do all the work, and all I have to do is, you know, what I do. But I'm so stuck.
Oh, my love. Okay, so this is not me invalidating you. This is me saying, I love you. How can I support you through this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or are you just venting?
I feel very supported, but there's just that it's just fear-based, right? It's fear.
Yeah.
That's all. It's fear of judgment. It's fear of, you know, things not going right. It's fear of all sorts of things. But especially, I find it hard, and I'm just venting here, but I find it hard in the work that we do, like in the work that I do, is that it's not tactile, right? Like I was telling my friends, like if you're a hairdresser, you're a hairdresser. You have the scissors, you cut the hair. Whether you're a good hairdresser or not, doesn't really matter. You're still a hairdresser. We can still see the scissors in your hand, right?
Yes.
So, but for us, when we're talking to spirit and we're pulling messages literally out of thin air, right?
Yes.
And it's our job to be that messenger, to be the, you know, the in between the worlds. It's not tactile.
And it's a lot of internal stuff of not having any you know, attachment to the outcome. You cannot have any attachment, and
no, at all.
Yeah, and
you can't shape the outcome. Like there's
no.
you get what you get, right? Like you can't. Yes. I can't tell you something that I'm not getting. I can't give you a message that I'm not receiving, right? So
yes.
You know, it's like, oh, you want to change your hair this way? Yeah, let's do it. I can't do that for you. I can only give you what I'm getting. And then, you know, what I find is this fear, and I've had it always, and yet it's an irrational fear, because I'm always like, what if spirit doesn't show up? Well, spirit always shows up. Always, right? And I get that fear of, oh, you know, and every time I'm like, oh, what if I don't get any messages, you know? and that's a common theme, right, among psychics and mediums, because it's like, what if they decide one day to not show up?
Yes.
And I have to trust that they will. And, you know, you're trusting people that you can't see.
Yes. Yes. Let's go
right?
back
It's
to
like,
the stag spirit reading. Let's do that.
yeah.
I know, but that's so true. And then I think even more, if we could go deep into this conversation, being able to discern the conversations that you're getting from spirit versus the stuff that you're getting inside yourself, whether it's the doubts or the fears or the, that kind of below the line stuff. But I think having a conversation with people right now, Nadine and Anne, reminding them that when spirit comes through, it is this soft, beautiful, loving, yes, they're bringing in their personality, but there's a different frequency that's happening.
Absolutely, because they're in love and light ultimately.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, they're if they're extroverts in 3D world, they're going to be more so extroverts in 5D, and we're typically. I've experienced that. Have you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And I've also done something too. When we're having a conversation with friends and we're intimate, we have intimate conversation, we know a lot about them. And then all of a sudden spirit comes through and then I have forgotten everything because I am talking spirit world. And this just happened to me the other day, and I'm going to give you an example so you know what I'm talking about. I'm sitting with two females that I know quite well, one in particular, and my ears started ringing. My body started tingling. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Something's happening. Have you lost your mother? I've got a female spirit coming through. And I know, and after I had that conversation with her, I know her mom's still alive, but because I had such a massive separation of energy, I wasn't in 3D. I wasn't in that 3D conversation. I was talking to spirit in 5D and trying to distinguish what female presence was coming through. What do you say about that? Yeah, because you do.
Well,
you don't. It's not about having a conversation in 3D.
No, and the thing is too, like lots of times people say, "Remember when you said this?" or "Remember when you said that?" And lots of times I don't because I'm channeling, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking from spirit. I am just the messenger from spirit, right? So, and lots of times I don't really remember because I'm just in the zone with spirit. I'm just translating, is what I should say. I'm translating the messages.
Yeah, the translator.
Yeah, I'm just the messenger.
just the messenger, please. Yeah.
But it's hard in that sense, and I'm lucky that I've been doing this long enough that I do trust spirit. I do.
Yeah.
And one-on-one, I trust it. When I do the radio show, I trust everything. Spirit has always showed up, so I don't know why I have that irrational fear.
Stage fright. It's just stage fright.
It's stage fright. Yes, it comes down to stage fright. Not only that, it comes down to always wanting to be the best, or like always wanting to give them the best possible experience.
Yeah.
So I do put a lot of pressure on myself in that sense because I want more than anything for them to have that conversation with their loved ones and to really, know that they're there.
And that's the loving human in us, right? We really want to be able to translate and give the message. But then we look at that and we're like, I got to release all outcomes. I have to release it. Oh,
you have to with this job. Like the other day, I was giving a message to somebody, and I always kind of because I can't believe some of the things that spirit shows you, right? Because you think that they would show you like these most profound things, and it would be like a storybook, or like so easy. And then, but everything I said, I said, he keeps saying bingo, I was like, he keeps saying bingo, like I won, like bingo. And she started laughing because earlier that day she won at bingo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? And
but that's obscure, right?
Yeah, but I'm like, it's like one of those things that I haven't received that message. It's not like it's a symbol for anything.
Or when my dad came through with pickles. You're
pickles, right? Or they come through with socks or shoes, or the simplest things can be the most profound. Like when my dad came through and he was making a bed with hospital corners, that was probably like I just bawled. Like that was probably the most validation out of that whole reading. I was like, oh, how would she know that?
Oh, wow.
and that's where, if you're in this line of work and you hear that kind of stuff, it's not always about the profound, like you don't know what's going to be profound to that person. So just
Exactly.
remember to have integrity and to remember you are the translator. You are the messenger. So
Yeah,
whatever
don't make anything up.
Don't make anything up, and try not to miss things. Like sometimes we get with spirits that talk really, really fast. Right, Sue?
Yes. Oh my heavens. Wait, slow down.
Yeah, we can barely get the messages out fast enough or they're showing us multiple things at once, because they're excited too. And it's like,
yes.
they're like, and talking really fast, and you're like, whoa, okay. We gotta slow down here. So that's why, when we get on the show sometimes here, we're just like, like trying to get as much out as possible because we have a little window.
Our little window with our little animals. Yes, Suville and the animals. Oh, that's awesome. Well, we've got just a couple minutes. Where's our thoughts going from here, lovely?
Well, I think another thing that's come up for me this week is a lot about animal communication. And being able to be an animal psychic or an animal medium. And people are always like, oh, but I can't talk to animals. But spirit is different. Spirit is spirit, right? Like, so it may on our earth, sure, we, animals, dog barks, a cat meows, right? But in heaven, they talk. Right? They translate and they communicate directly with you. So, and the same thing is when you look at your animals, and if you feel something intuitively, like they're saying this or they're saying that or whatever you're picking up, it's real.
Yes, it is. Me and my Levi. Totally.
Yes.
Yes.
But, my animals don't talk to me directly very often.
But when
they do, most of the time they are just cats and dogs. But when it's something really, really important, they will.
Like, I have to go to the bathroom? Or
no, never.
Well, I'll be like, are you serious? Do you really have to go? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Because he's been standing at the door. We'll have this funny conversation.
You're like, really? Do you really want to go out?
Or when I heard him laugh when we were playing hide and seek when he was, younger. That was the most beautiful. And he actually told me his name when I was going to pick him up, and I was like, okay, we're totally connected. Took me 12
absolutely.
years.
Yeah, my cats have done that before. Yeah, they've told me their name. As I always tell people, well, maybe they'll tell you their name. Well, I don't know what to name them. I'm like, well, just listen.
They'll tell you.
They'll tell you what their names are. Yeah, but just my point being is that, when you're a psychic medium or you have these intuitive abilities, don't feel weird or awkward if you want to go in the animal direction. Is my point, right?
Is your point.
Because it's not, it's strange for humans to talk to our animals to talk to humans. Don't let that
It's all
stop you.
energy. Yeah, it's all energy, you guys.
We're just reading energy and distance energy. And, people are always like, how can you talk to spirits across the world? Because they're not in a body. They're not. They're not stuck in one spot. Energy can travel anywhere as fast as it wants to.
Yep. And that's what we're talking with. Crazy. Well, we got about a minute. I want to tell everybody a little bit about Nadine, how they can get a hold of Miss Nadine. You can go on Facebook. She's the only beautiful Nadine La Greca there. You will see her on my website at SueLundquist.com, of course. Are you taking on new clients right now, love?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. All right. So she's doing that as well. Please find her on Facebook. You can send her a note and message there. We are I think we're second week into the May Craziness Clarity Challenge, the live event, and it is going fantastic. I also have openings for some one-on-one coaching, and or if you've got a focus power session for an accountability partner, I have some opening on that as well. Getting ready to launch my virtual class, so please stay in touch and get the newsletter so you can be in the know and in the now. And that is www.SueLundquist.com/newsletter. We will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for listening. And for those of you in the podcast world, thank you so much for listening as well. I love you guys. Nadine loves you. And each of you are a gift. Get out there and share yourself with the world.
If you like the show, help more people find us by adding your review of the show on iTunes. The more reviews we get, the more people we can reach with this inspiring message on the Gratitude Cafe. Simply search for Gratitude Cafe in iTunes, hit subscribe, and add your honest review. It would help us immensely and we'll be forever grateful. It's one of the best ways you can give back to the show with your review. Thanks for tuning in to the Gratitude Cafe. Don't forget, every week is a new show, and you could submit your questions at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. The show goes live at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Seattle on Seattle's Alternative Talk AM 1150. You can also call in to the show at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569. Find the live streaming link at SueLundquist.com/Gratitude Cafe. We'll see you next week.